Hello everyone. Today we're going to do an unboxing of my very first 3D printer, the Elegoo Mars, and probably I'll also try to do a sample print. And just a precaution, we're going to use gloves. So then there's the box. There. There it says Mars 3D. And there. So let's see what's inside. So there's the box. And you have this white foam. Yeah. You have to do it this way, I think. Okay. There's any more in there? Okay, there's none. Okay, and then there's this box here. Let's see what's in here. Okay, this box. It says toolkit over here. Let's just see. Okay, the charger, it comes in this neat. Okay. Don't know. But this is the power adapter. And of course you have the cable, which is good that it's already this. It's not, at least it's the standard cable. It doesn't come with a 3-prong power outlet. It's your standard 2-prong power outlet, which is also, this is, I forgot to mention, this is 220 and 110 volts auto bolt. You have a small scraper, obviously, to remove your model or your 3D printed model. And then you have an Allen wrench. And then you have a couple of gloves, okay? And the USB. This is the USB that comes with it, because the printer does not print online, meaning to say you cannot print it, you cannot connect directly your computer to the printer. You have to transfer the file here, and the printer reads the file from the USB and prints it, as I'll show you maybe later. And then you also have the measuring cup to measure the resin. Oh, by the way, I bought a resin together with this. I'll show you later. And this is a very cool side cutter, small side cutter, micro cut. It says there. Very cute. This is to remove the overhangs of your model, okay, and to trim off maybe excess resin as they harden or before they harden. Very nice. And then you have a couple of Allen wrench, 2 Allen wrench and a couple of screws here. And then you have a filter. This is really, I think this is really used to put back your unused resin, okay, from your resin tray to your resin bottle, and and it has a filter there, so that you can filter off resin that hardened already or small particulate. And then it also comes with this, which I will explain later, when you want to drip off the excess resin. This is what you use. I'll probably show this also later. And then finally you have a couple of gloves, mask, because you don't want to smell the resin. Okay, there you go. Now off to the main printer itself. As you can see, the printer at the back is the USB port, and then you have the power. Okay, that's the USB port. There you go. And I really like this. I just wonder why they call it Mars. Okay, the brand is Elegoo, but I'm suspecting they call it Mars because the color of the cover is like what you see in the atmosphere of Mars, which is kind of reddish. It's quite heavy, and there is this is the cover. Let's put this away first. See, the cover is really nice. I want to remove the plastic first. There is the build platform that I was talking about a while ago. And there is the printer. So this is the resin tank. This is where you put the resin. Okay, supposed to be 1/3 only. Here is the resin tank. So that the LED light, which I will show you emanating from this, can pass through and start curing the resin. Okay, as it builds the model. To remove this plastic, you have to loosen this screw using the Allen wrench a while ago. Okay, I think this is the one. Let's see. Just loosen it a bit so that the thing that is holding on to this plastic cover can easily be removed. Right, so let's now tighten it back again. Just loosen it a bit. It doesn't have to be all the way out. Remember, all you have to do is just to remove the plastic. Oh, there you go. First things first is you go to tools, because you have to attach the build platform. So go to tools, and then you go to manual, and then move it a little enough so that you can put the build platform. The touch screen is very good. It's very sensitive. There you go. So you have to put this notch, the one inside with the hole. Put it there. Be careful not to drop it so that it won't break. It won't break the glass. And then tighten it. Very important to loosen this two screw here, just a little bit, so that this is moving freely. Yeah, this one. Just loosen it a bit. There you go. Careful to hold on to this. You don't want it dropping on your resin, the glass of your resin tray. And loosen the other one also. The reason why you're doing this is so that you make sure that it sits perfectly on the resin tray. Okay, and once you've done that, put it to 0 there, so that it can adjust itself before you tighten it again. There you go. And as you tighten this, it's very important for you to hold it. Do not put too much pressure, just enough to make sure that the build platform does not move as you tighten the screw. There you go. One more. And that is the setting now. Okay, so you can now move it. There you go. After that, you have to press 10mm and then press up 10 times. Okay, so that the build platform can be raised. Next, we have to test the UV. UV light if it's the LED, UV light if it's working. Tool, exposure, and then next. As you can see there is the UV light. It's working, so all is good. Let's try the USB. Let's try inserting the USB at the back. Okay, then let's go to print. All you have to do is press print after inserting the USB, and then scroll down. And there you should be able to see model for printing. Press that, and then you choose the root, and that is the sample of what it's going to make. Let's put this on the printer. Okay, remove this first. It's very nice. The color is, how would I describe it? Bright red. I guess it's there to block all UV rays from the sun, or otherwise it might inadvertently cure what is not supposed to be cured. So there is the cover that way, and there you go. Looks very nice. Now let's open the resin that came with it. The resin. So there's the resin. And before working on that, it says that you better wear your mask, because the fume of the resin is harmful. That's why you need to protect yourself and wear this mask, and make sure that you have a pretty good ventilation around the printer, and that you don't work on a closed environment where there's no exhaust. At least, as you can see in my office here, has a very big window, and we will open this also so that it will have clear ventilation, clear ventilation through and through here. And there is the resin. Okay. Photopolymer resin. So let's put resin all the way up to 1/3. Okay, 1/3. Always remember to use nitrile gloves. Latex glove won't do. It has to be nitrile, okay? Because you see, you will have some residue already. And then press print. Let's watch it a little before I put the cover. Let's see how it will do. And it says there 1%, and it's going to print for print for about 4 hours. So we'll be back after this is done, but that's what it's doing now. I hope I did everything right. But you can see the slices that is already starting to form or to print. Let's put this on now because it's supposed to be you cannot expose it to direct sunlight, and there are some sunlight seeping through the. I guess I need to. Actually, you can pause it if you like and resume it by just pressing this, pausing the print, and it will go on. There, as you can see, it's starting to build up already. Okay, we're almost done. It's only showing about 4 more minutes, but before that, I'd like to show the kind of gloves that you need to use. This is called a nitrile glove. I don't know if you can see it, but there. It would help if you can buy a few boxes of this, or at least a box. It's about 100 pieces, so that's about 50 pairs, because you need this in handling resin. Remember, nitrile. Okay, you don't use latex glove. I don't really know why, but that's what it says. You need to use a nitrile gloves. So like this. In the manual it says to use 95% ethyl alcohol, but instead I'm going to use this dishwashing liquid with water as an experiment. So there, the model is now done. There, so we're going to remove the cover. Yeah, it really smells. So let's see the model. And there is the model. It looks really nice. So we're gonna scrape it off, and very good. There's one. There's two. Clean it up a little. I'm gonna use a microfiber to clean my. But before we clean that, how to use this. This goes, I don't really know if it's like this or the other way, but I guess and then put this here so that it will drip through the resin tray. There you go. We'll give this a couple of stir to help clean it. It would help if you have an ultrasonic cleaner, which I ordered from Shopee, but it's not yet here. That's what I intend to use to clean my printed model next time. But just to show you the print, this is the print. It's already hard, but not too hard. Okay, so it needs to still cure. I don't know if you can see the... So neat. There you go, my first 3D printed object. I guess the next thing to do is let it dry on its own so that it can still cure. But for now, what we're gonna do is transfer the resin back to the bottle. And you need a funnel for this, but if you don't have a funnel for this, you just have to be very careful in pouring it back on. You know, this is like a coffee cup filter, but not really. I guess this is something that you have to order some more later on. So just like that. Make sure that everything can go inside, otherwise it will just spill over. And now to clean this, I'm going to use my ethyl alcohol. It would help if you just cut this into maybe 4-inch square so that it's easier to clean it. So like so. This is not glass, by the way. The one here, it's like a film, so you have to be very careful not to put so much pressure in it. And when you're done, you just tip that again. Next, I'm going to print my own design. I made a 3D design of a keychain for my 010X scooter, electric scooter, and I'll show you. That is the keychain design I did for my 010X, which I intend to print next. So let's see what happens.